Friday, 4:47 p.m. Your paycheck hits. You open the app, you see the number, and for exactly 4 seconds you feel like the version of yourself you have always planned to become. Then Monday arrives, and $300 are gone, and you have absolutely no idea where they went. Not because you are irresponsible, not because you do not earn enough, not because you are bad with money, but because nobody ever taught you what to do in those 4 seconds between seeing the number and starting to spend it. That gap. Those 4 seconds, that is where your entire financial future gets decided every single month. And most people spend their entire adult lives losing that decision without ever realizing there was a decision to be made. Here is the thing that nobody in the personal finance world wants to admit. Payday is the most dangerous financial moment of your month. Not because of what you spend. Because of what you fail to do before you spend anything. The order in which money moves on the day you get paid determines whether you build wealth or whether you wonder where it all went. And most people have the order completely backwards. I am going to show you exactly what to do the moment your paycheck arrives. Not a vague list of financial advice you have already heard. A precise sequence. A routine that takes less than 15 minutes to set up and then runs on autopilot for the rest of your life. The kind of system that means you never have to white-knuckle your way through the last week of the month again. My name is Miller, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, and the exact moment most people lose the financial game without knowing they are even playing it. Hit that subscribe button because we do this every couple of days. And stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to have a complete payday routine that works regardless of how much you earn, how much debt you carry, or how many times you have tried and failed to get your finances under control before. Because here is the truth that changes everything. Your income is not your problem. Your sequence is. 2 people can earn identical salaries, live in identical cities, pay identical rents, and one of them will retire with $2 million while the other retires with nothing. The difference is not luck. It is not a better job or a smarter investment or a lucky break. It is what they did on payday, every single payday, for 20 years. Let me show you exactly what that looks like. Meet the Coopers. 2 working adults. Combined income of $85,000 a year. They are not wealthy by any standard definition, but they have a payday routine they have followed for 11 years without exception. Today, their net worth is $420,000 and growing at a pace that will make them financially free by 53. Their colleagues, the Hendersons, earn $92,000 a year combined, more than the Coopers. Better salaries, nicer apartment, newer cars. Their net worth at the same age is $68,000. Mostly home equity, almost nothing invested. Same city, same industry, similar incomes. The gap between them is not income. It is what happens on payday. Before I give you the routine, I need to give you the one concept that makes everything else make sense. Because without this, the routine is just a list of steps. With it, the routine becomes automatic. Your paycheck is not money, it is time. Every dollar in your account represents a portion of your life that you traded to get it. The hours you sat in meetings you did not need to attend, the commute, the projects you took home at night, the Sunday evenings you spent preparing for Monday. All of that is now sitting in your bank account as a number on a screen. When you spend that money carelessly, you are not just spending money. You are spending the hours of your life that produced it. And you can always earn more money. You cannot earn more time. The moment you genuinely understand that, the way you treat your paycheck changes permanently, not because you become afraid to spend, but because you become intentional about what you exchange your time for. This is the psychological foundation of every wealthy person I have ever studied. Not frugality, not discipline in the traditional sense. Just a clear understanding of what money actually represents. Once you have that, the routine I'm about to show you does not feel like restriction. It feels like protection. Step 1 of the payday routine. And this happens before you touch a single dollar for anything else. Pay yourself first. I know you have heard this before. Most people have. And most people nod along and then immediately pay their rent, their car insurance, their subscriptions, their credit card minimums, and whatever is left over they call savings, which is usually nothing. Paying yourself first is not a concept. It is a mechanical action that has to happen before anything else. The moment your paycheck arrives, a predetermined amount moves automatically to a separate account that is not your checking account, not your emergency fund, not your investment account yet. A separate account that exists for one purpose only: wealth building. The number does not matter as much as the habit. If you can only do $50 right now, do $50. If you can do $500, do $500. The critical thing is that this movement happens first, automatically. Before your brain has 4 seconds to make other plans for the money. Here's why this works psychologically. Your brain adjusts to whatever is left in your checking account and treats it as your full budget. If your paycheck is $3,000 and you automatically move $300 before you see it, your brain operates on $2,700. Within 2 pay cycles, you will not miss the $300. Your brain will have recalibrated. This is not a financial trick. It is neuroscience, and it works every single time. Step 2. The 24-hour rule. Most people make their worst financial decisions within 24 hours of getting paid. The money feels new. It feels abundant. And that feeling is a liar. The 24-hour rule is simple. For the first 24 hours after your paycheck arrives, you are not allowed to make any discretionary purchase above $50. Not the thing you have been waiting to buy. Not the dinner reservation you have been putting off. Not the online cart you have been saving for payday. Nothing above $50 for 24 hours. Here is what this does. It creates a buffer between the dopamine hit of seeing a full bank account and the decision-making that determines where your money goes. By the time 24 hours have passed, the new paycheck feeling has faded. You are back to making decisions from your rational brain instead of your excited brain. And your rational brain makes dramatically better financial decisions. The Coopers discovered this rule accidentally. After a bad month where they spent $400 in the first 48 hours on things they could not name 2 weeks later, they started waiting. Just waiting. The urge to spend always faded. The things they had been certain they needed on payday almost always stayed unbought, and the money that would have disappeared stayed in their account long enough to be allocated properly. Step 3. The allocation sequence. This is the core of the entire routine. And the sequence matters more than the amounts. Most financial advice tells you what to do with your money. I am going to tell you the exact order to do it in. Because the order is everything. First, emergency fund if it is not fully funded. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses in a high-yield savings account, not invested, not in the stock market, liquid and accessible and boring. If your essential monthly expenses are $2,500, your emergency fund target is between $7,500 and $15,000. Until you hit that number, a portion of every paycheck goes here before anything else except paying yourself first. Second, employer retirement match. If your employer matches any percentage of your retirement contributions and you are not contributing enough to capture the full match, you are leaving guaranteed free money on the table every single payday. 100% return on day one. There is no investment on earth that competes with that. Max the match before you do anything else with the remainder. Third, high interest debt elimination. Anything above 7% interest rate gets attacked aggressively before discretionary investing. The math is simple. If your debt costs you 8% annually and your investments return 8% annually, you are breaking even while carrying the psychological weight of the debt. Pay it off first. The guaranteed return of eliminating 8% debt is worth more than the uncertain return of 8% investments. Fourth, Roth IRA contribution. Tax-free growth for the rest of your life. The government will never touch the gains. Plant the seed now and the tree produces fruit forever without sharing it with anyone. Fifth, low-cost index fund investing in a taxable brokerage account. Simple, boring, extraordinarily powerful over time. Sixth, lifestyle spending. Whatever is left after these 5 allocations is yours to spend on whatever you want without guilt. The work is done. The future is funded. Enjoy the present. Now I want to talk about the part of this routine that nobody discusses, because steps are easy to write down. The reason most people never follow through is not lack of knowledge. It is the invisible financial commitments that eat the routine alive before it starts. Subscriptions. The average household in America is currently paying for 11 streaming and subscription services. The average household knows about 7 of them. 4 subscriptions are quietly draining money every single month that the household cannot name without checking their bank statement. And checking the bank statement is something most people do reactively after the damage is done when they are trying to figure out why the balance is lower than expected. Part of your payday routine needs to be a monthly subscription audit. Every single payday, before you allocate anything, you spend 5 minutes looking at what came out of your account since the last paycheck. Not to feel guilty, not to beat yourself up, to find the leaks. A gym membership that has not been used since February, a software subscription from a project that ended 6 months ago, a streaming service that was free for 3 months and then started charging, a meal kit delivery that was paused but reactivated automatically. Every one of these is a direct deduction from the money available for your future. Cancel them all. Every single one you cannot name immediately without checking. If it is not memorable enough to name, it is not valuable enough to keep. The Coopers found $63 a month in subscriptions they could not name on the day of their first audit. $63 a month is $756 a year. Invested at 8% annually for 20 years, that is $34,000. $34,000 in exchange for canceling things they did not remember paying for. Here is the crisis that most payday routines never address. And it is the one that destroys more financial progress than any other single factor. The lifestyle creep trap. Every time your income increases, your lifestyle has an almost biological urge to expand to match it. Raise at work. Immediately, the apartment feels too small. The car feels too old. The restaurants you used to love feel like settling. And within 3 months of the raise, you feel exactly as financially tight as you did before it. This is not weakness. This is human neurology. The hedonic treadmill does not care about your financial goals, it just keeps moving. The Hendersons got 3 raises over 5 years. Their income went from $78,000 to $92,000. $14,000 a year more than they were making. Their savings rate did not change. Their net worth barely moved, because every raise was immediately absorbed by a lifestyle that expanded to meet it. Nicer apartment, better car, more expensive habits that had slowly become normal. The Coopers got 2 raises over the same period. Their income went from $71,000 to $85,000. $14,000 more, just like the Hendersons. But the Coopers had a rule. Every raise, 50% goes to lifestyle improvement and 50% goes directly to investments. automatically, before the lifestyle has time to claim it. The result at age 50 is the $420,000 net worth versus $68,000. Not because they earned more, because they protected half of every raise from the lifestyle that was always waiting to consume it. When you get a raise, the Payday routine update is mandatory. Open your investment accounts the same day you receive confirmation of the raise. Increase the automatic transfer by exactly half the after-tax increase. Do it before you spend a single dollar of the additional income, before your brain has the chance to treat the new number as normal. Now let me give you the complete automation blueprint, because knowing the routine is only half the equation. The other half is making it impossible to fail. Willpower is a finite resource. Every decision you make throughout the day depletes it. By Thursday evening, when you are tired and stressed, and your bank account is sitting there full from payday, the version of you making financial decisions is not the motivated Monday morning version. It is the exhausted Thursday evening version who just wants to order food and buy something online. Automation removes the Thursday evening version of you from the equation entirely. Here is the exact automation sequence that works. The day your paycheck arrives, nothing happens except the money lands. You let it sit for 24 hours. The following day, automatic transfers fire in this exact order. Transfer 1. Predetermined amount to wealth building account. This fires first before anything. Transfer 2. Emergency fund contribution if not yet fully funded. This fires second. Transfer 3. All bill payments scheduled for that pay period. Rent, utilities, insurance, everything. Scheduled to fire automatically on the day after payday. Transfer 4. Investment contributions. Roth IRA index fund. Retirement account top up beyond employer match. All automated. What is left in your checking account after all 4 transfers is your discretionary budget for the pay period. You can spend every dollar of it without guilt. The work is already done. The future is already funded. The routine has already run. Here is something that the financial advice industry never tells you about building a payday routine. The first month will feel wrong. When you move money away from your checking account before you have paid anything, your brain will generate a specific kind of anxiety that feels like a warning. It will tell you that you cannot afford to save, that you need that money, that something unexpected will come up and you will regret not having it available. That anxiety is not a warning. It is your financial comfort zone defending itself. Every person who has ever built a real payday routine went through this exact feeling in month 1, every single one. And virtually every one of them reports that by month 3, the anxiety was completely gone. Not because their financial situation had dramatically changed, because their brain had adjusted to the new reality. The Coopers describe month 1 as uncomfortable, month 2 as manageable, month 3 as automatic. By month 6, they could not imagine going back to the old way because the old way required constant mental energy that the new routine had completely eliminated. That is what a real system does. It does not just improve your finances, it removes the mental load of managing them. It gives you back the cognitive energy you were burning every month trying to figure out why you had nothing left. And it redirects that energy toward the things in your life that actually matter. Here is what I actually want you to take away from today. Your payday routine is not a budgeting exercise. It is a statement about what you believe your future is worth. Every month when your paycheck arrives, you make a decision. Not consciously, not deliberately, but a decision nonetheless. You decide whether the version of you that exists in 20 years is worth 15 minutes of intentional action today, or whether the immediate comfort of spending freely is worth more than the long-term freedom of building deliberately. Most people make that decision by default. The money arrives, life happens, it disappears. and the decision was made without ever being made. The payday routine forces the decision to be conscious. It forces you to act on behalf of your future self before your present self has the chance to spend everything your future self was counting on. The Coopers are not extraordinary people. They do not earn extraordinary incomes. They do not have extraordinary discipline. They just decided 11 years ago that their future selves deserved to be funded before their present selves had the chance to spend everything. And they automated that decision so thoroughly that it no longer required discipline at all. You do not need to overhaul your entire financial life today. You need to do one thing. Open a separate savings account right now. Decide on a number, any number, that will move there automatically the day after your next paycheck arrives. Set up the automatic transfer before you close this video. That one action is the beginning of everything, not because the amount matters, because the habit does. Because every financial system ever built by every person who ever achieved real financial freedom started with exactly that one decision. Your future self is counting on the version of you that exists right now to make it. And if this video gave you the routine you have been looking for, then do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Because this is exactly what we do here. Every couple of days, we pull back the curtain on the financial systems that are quietly shaping your life so you can see them clearly and make better decisions. No fluff. No get rich quick. Just honest conversations about money that most people are too afraid to have. You found this channel for a reason. Stick around. The next one might change everything.